Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna, Shri Krishna. Gurur Brahma, Gurur Vishnu, Gurur Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Unless we change and we are able to change and we are ready to change our focal length, the perception and the experiences of this world will not be correct. And if the perceptions are not correct, our understanding of the problem will not be correct. And if the understanding is not correct, then our interaction with the world will be wrong. And thereafter there is nothing but miserable existence. Therefore, what is required is change your angle of perception. Like this camera. If this camera is fixed from below, an object will look very tall. If you fix the camera from above, the object will look very short. The correct perception will be if the camera is at the eye level. In the same manner, how do we look at this world? Which are the standpoints? Which are the angles with which we are looking at this world? Now take for example, when I look at this world, I versus you, the perception will be different. If you is my near and dear, then you are the best. And if this you is not my dear and near, you are the worst. See? So the beginning of the problem is from this relative standpoint. And therefore you must have seen, the other day I went to somebody's place, they had a great grandchild. I went to see the child. So when I took the child, I was talking. Now as I was talking to the child was different than the mother of the child, then the grandmother of the child and the great grandmother of the child looking at the same child. This is a totally different perception. And while all that is happening, suppose somebody says the child is good but there is some defect in this child. Immediately all other people will be disturbed. See? Because the standpoint is wrong. So what is required is first standpoint, I versus you. And in this standpoint, I versus you, there is no peace in life. See? Children are having problem everywhere in the whole world. See? But when it comes to my child, then that which is of the size of mustard seed appears to be of the size of the Kailash mountain. Because it is my child. So the goggles of my, they blow up than what it is. See? Therefore, first step is, as we are living as the body, we will have relations, we will have possessions, and these relations and possessions, these are the burden on our mind. And we get so tired of this burden that we want to unburden it and we go to sleep. Going to sleep is what? Going to sleep is we no more want to continue as a mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, rich, poor. We are tired of that burden that we are carrying. So sleep is nothing but unburdening ourselves. And where from the burden comes? Only after body identification. See, friends, unless we become aware of this, we will not be able to go further in our spiritual inquiry. Then for us, spirituality means what? Spirituality means fulfilling our desires in the wrong way is spirituality. See? We don't go to the temple or to the God to get justice. Justice is given by Dharmaraj. If you do good, you get good results. If you do bad, you get bad results. This is justice. But we don't go to the temple to get justice. We go to the temple to get favor. See? Oh Lord, papoham, papa karmaham, you know, I am the worst of all. Yet, jugaad karo and somehow do it. This is our spirituality. See, friends. Therefore, if we really mean spiritual life, we have to start living in utter awareness. So first standpoint, if we are living as the body, live with everybody, but keep a limit. We cannot get into anybody's life beyond a particular limit. Every one of us have to live our life. Every one of us have to die our death. There is no proxy. Why the parents become miserable? Because of the children. Because they are living the children's life. Let them live their life, you know. But we imagine that if the child is not well, I am not well. If the child fails, I have failed. If the child is hungry, I am hungry. Suffer throughout life. Nobody can help. This is the standpoint which makes all the difference in life. So to come out of this standpoint, relative I versus you, we take the second step. And what is the second step? Second step is I versus the God, the Creator. Wave versus wave is the relative standpoint. In that competition, jealousy, frustration, enmity, friendship, this will happen wave versus wave. Now second standpoint is wave versus ocean. I versus God. The ocean can become the wave can never become the ocean. What the ocean and the wave relationship could be? Wave has to only surrender to the ocean. Surrendering to the ocean is no complaints about anything. See, we only say mechanically without understanding the meaning. Tevile anante taishechi rahave. Chitti asudave complaint box. See, we are not ready to accept as the things are presented to us by His will. Please remember one basic principle of spiritual life. Every small little event that happens in our life is for our evolution. See, if there was no confusion created by the Lord in the mind of Arjuna on the battlefield, Bhagavad Gita would never have been born. Arjuna was not confused. Bhagwan created confusion. So when he went there on the battlefield, arrogantly, come on, take my chariot between the armies, and I want to see these people. So he was ready to fight. That time Bhagwan Krishna created confusion. How he created confusion? He had a choice to take the chariot in front of anybody in the enemy line. If Arjuna's chariot was taken and placed in front of Duryodhana, Arjuna would never have asked a single question. See what Bhagwan Krishna did? Bhishma Drona Pramukataha Sarvesham cha Mahikshitam Uvacha partha pashyetan samavetan kuruniti. Bhagavan said, oh, you want to see with whom you have to fight. You don't have to fight with the enemies. You have to fight with your nears and dears. See, friends, fighting with enemy is not real bravery. Real bravery is when you have to fight with your own nears and dears. And what is the most near and dear to us? Our mind. Relations are far away. If you are angry with your husband, with your wife, okay, talak, 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 you go away. But where will you go away from your mind? The real fight is with our own mind. And what is the fight? We are confused, confounded all the time. And what is the cause of confusion? We are not ready to change our standpoint. Change the standpoint, the problems will disappear. See? Understand this through one example. Changing the standpoint, how the problems disappear. And when not understanding the standpoint, how the problems appear. There used to be one girl, now she is grown up, she is now graduate, very intelligent girl. I know her when she was born since then. When she was 3 years or so, I was her Swamiji, my Swamiji. She will not do namaskar to anybody. And if I am playing with some child, she cannot tolerate that. She will come and pull that child and throw away. Don't touch my Swamiji. That kind of child. So one day I was playing with food with her. I said, hey, you have got two, mom and dad. I don't have anybody. So I will take your dad, you keep mom. So small, 3 years child, with her small hands. She was covering her mountain-sized father. No, this is my dad, you cannot take from me. I said, okay, keep dad and take mom. No, you cannot take mom. I said, no, I will take both then. You give me one. And she thought I am really taking and started crying. And we all, elders, we are not miserable because we know the standpoint. See, who is a fool take somebody's wife and suffer throughout life? But the child thought, really, my mom is taken away by Swamiji and crying, becoming red and so miserable. See, now when I tell the same girl, do you remember that time, Swamiji, I don't know how foolish I was. I said, no, it's not a history, it is a present tense also. We keep on having this wrong standpoint. So the child was living in the relative standpoint. And we elders were living in the standpoint of understanding. So when we surrender to the divine will, everything is perfect. This is the second standpoint. To say that we are a devotee of the Lord and complain and become frustrated is insult to devotion. That heart where the divine love is, there cannot be any misery or confusion or doubts. These two cannot coexist. Second standpoint. Third standpoint, the ocean is looking at the waves. The wave is looking at the ocean is devotion. The wave can never become ocean, surrender. Now the ocean is looking at the waves. What will be the perception of the ocean toward the wave? Name dveshosti na priyaha. There is nobody who is dear to me. There is nobody whom I hate. Because all are in me. If it is a tsunami, small, huge tsunami, then the ocean hates. Oh, this is a terrible one. If it is a small ripple, then the ocean, no, baby, come. No. From the ocean standpoint, there is nothing like good and bad. Third standpoint. In this standpoint, the saints and sages live. And the ultimate standpoint is the waters are looking at themselves. From the water standpoint, there is neither the ocean nor the waves. This is the last standpoint which is spoken of in Vedanta Shastra. So first standpoint was I versus you, Dharma Shastra. Second standpoint was I versus God, Bhakti Shastra, the path of devotion. The third standpoint, ocean looking at the waves, is evolved spiritual master. And ultimate is the one which Vedanta talks of, and that is said in the 16th mantra. So the 15th mantra we have seen, Sthula Sukshma Karana Tina Dehansa Nirasajana Akarta Atma Brahma Purna Hoya Nishchaya Kshanamatre. So when these three bodies, gross, subtle and the causal bodies are dropped, then Akarta Atma Pari Brahma Purna. Then we come to know there is no place for doership. We have this load of doership. I have done so much for my children. What we do for the children? See? Are we every day pulling them to grow? It is all happening in Prakriti. But the parents have this funny notion, I have done so much. Nobody does anything for anybody. Atmanastu kamaya sarvam priyam bhavati. See friends, akarta, there is no place of doership. Wherever there is a doership, kartrutva bhiman, there only the problems arise. So, akarta atma brahma purna hoya nishchaya kshanamatre. In no time we abide in our essential nature. Abiding in our essential nature is living as Brahman, and such masters who live in this world, they become the counters through which Paramatma expresses in full glory. We struggle to get anything in this world. Instead of that, become a fit instrument so that the Lord can choose us to express through us. Take an example. If you want to do some job, suppose you want to construct a house. Will you go for constructing a house to a gynecologist? No. We'll go to the architect, engineer. Because for the right type of job, right type of person is required. In the same manner, the Lord is searching for a right type of person through whom He can express His own plans fully. See? The owner has his plan. I want to have a house like this. So he is searching for the instrument. So he will take the architect, he will take the engineer, and then he will say, this is my vision. So these people will plan and show him. So his ideas are expressing through the architect and the engineer. In the same manner, the Lord has His project in this world. Now He is searching for the right hands. He is searching for the right mind. But wherever He goes, these people take the advance and never come back. All devotees. They are unfit to do His job because they are so busy in their own worries. Therefore, the real spiritual practice is be a fit instrument. And what is a fit instrument? Our hands are free. Then only through these hands the Lord can function. Our speech is free, so that it is not engaged in condemning others or bragging oneself. Our mind is free. It is no more carrying the load of worries. Our intellect is free. It is not obsessed with anything. Thus, when our body, speech, mind and intellect is totally free, then through them Paramatma expresses. It is for this purpose we are created by the Lord. See, friends, how important it is. And this can happen only by getting rid of the wrong notions about ourselves, about God, about the world, about the spiritual practice. Notions are at the thought level. We have a notion, I am very beautiful. See, there was one girl, she is there. When she was in class 10 or 12, she was very much, not in India, she is outside, our Indian girl, some other country. And she had this funny thing in her head that she wants to become an actress. And all the time I want to become an actress. So her parents were trying to tell her, but the children never listen because they don't have brains. They don't listen. And then her father told me, Swamiji, I don't know how to tell her, she doesn't listen. I said, don't worry, I will take care. One day I was talking to her and I asked her, how many times you have appeared on the TV in the advertisement, small shots? Never. Very good. How many times you have done part in the school and college drama? Never. How many times you have come on the stage? Never. I said, on what ground do you think you should be an actress? What you have in you? So, I have to do that first. I said, naturally. What qualification you have? Okay. And as beauty is concerned, you are nowhere near beauty. So when I told her, she got so frustrated. Swamiji, nobody told me this. Everybody was telling me, I am so sweet, I am so beautiful, I am so nice and all that. I said, they have to tell because they are your parents. And I had nothing to do with you. I had to tell you the truth. From that day onwards, she completely changed. She has become absolutely normal. In the same manner, we have funny notion about us. I am body, I am prana, I am mind, I am intellect, I am jiva. With these notions we are all living. So when the teachers come, they come and hammer that you are natvam deho nendriyani na prano na mano nadhi vikaritvad vinashitvad drishyatvad cha ghato yatha. You are none of these panchakoshas. And then our wrong notion about ourselves slowly gets shattered and we are ready to change. If the problems are because of wrong notions, they cannot be corrected by any other method except right understanding. And this right understanding is given in the Vedanta Shastra, Mahavakyache Nijasara, Tu Brahmaha Nirdhara, Mahavakyata Varambara, Karavicharato Sakshepi. Mahavakyache Nijasara, the essence of the Tattvamasi Mahavakya is this. See, it is something like this. When the teacher tells the student, this is a paper weight. Now the teacher asks, understood? The student says, yes, understood. What you understood? He will say, this is a paper weight. Very good. Then in the Vedanta, the teacher instructs, you are Brahman. Understood? Yes. What you understood? You are Brahman, not me. See the difference. The difference is something like this. When you are looking at the book, you are looking at the book. But when you are looking at the mirror, you are not looking at the mirror. You are looking in the mirror. And in the mirror, you don't look at the reflection. In the mirror, you are looking at yourself. See the difference? Exactly the same way. When these Aham Brahmasmi Tattvamasi Mahavakya Vichara, when we reflect on these great statements, Tattvamasi, Nijasara, the essence of the meaning of this Mahavakya is Tu Brahmaha Nirdhara. You are that infinite conscious reality. See, friends. This point yesterday we dealt with very exhaustively, very, very simple and therefore very difficult. Just take this. Like when we have got too much of food, we take Hajmola. In the same manner, when you have got too much of disturbances, take this. Knowledge Mola. And what is this? A very simple one. The moment you are disturbed, sit quiet for 2 seconds before the Lord and ask yourself, who is disturbed? You will come to know mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, neighbor, student, teacher, somebody is disturbed. Then investigate. Am I a born mother or I am a born woman? Then we come to know that essentially I am a woman. Then slowly conditions were imposed on me. First condition of the father, so I became a daughter. Second condition of the husband, I became a wife. Third condition of the child, I became a mother. So this woman has become 3. The same woman has become daughter, the same woman has become the wife, the same woman has become the mother. And who is miserable? The woman is not miserable. And these conditioned expressions, if we are carrying them, we have to unload them. See, friends, we are not 24 hours mother, we are not 24 hours wife. Play your role best and relax. See, friends, but we have no other thing, all the time worrying about a useless child. See. I tell you how it is. In Mahabharata this story comes. There was a bird, a small bird, and that bird was flying with a fish in its mouth. And very strong birds came and they were attacking him. And a small bird tried to fly away, but before the big birds he could not. Then he realized that they are not after me. They are after the meat which is in my beak. So he has not to do anything. Simply open the beak. The moment that piece of meat has fallen, all the worries of the other birds immediately disappeared and he was at peace. So these heavy birds are like the worries. Why? Because we are holding on to something. So if we know because of this hold on the things that we are worried, what will be the simplest spiritual practice? Let go. See, friends, then we come to know that we are no more anybody. One more example I will give. There was one lady who was in a process of separating from her husband. She had 2 sons. One son was in class 8 or 9 and the second son was in class 6 or 7 I think. And the husband was quite tough type of person. So he used to now and then threaten her, I will take the children, I will take the children. And she was holding on to the children. One day it became so much and she was crying. That time I was with her. How many? I don't know. I said, you are a fool, therefore you are crying. I don't have sympathy with you. What should I do? I said, if you listen to me, then I will talk, or else I will not talk. Yes, tell me. I said, pack up the luggage of both the children. Take them and hand over to the husband. Take them and see what happens. Next time onward, he never said this thing. He said, no. Who wants burden? Because we can be emotionally corrupted, we are taken for a ride by the world. See, friends, have the courage to accept the facts of life as they are. Then alone we can grow spiritually. So, Mahavakyacha Varam Nijasara Tu Brahmahachi Nirdhara. So, let us come to recognize that we cannot be the body, we cannot be the mind, we cannot be the jiva, but we are the absolute reality expressing through all the conditioning in the whole world. See? It is something like this. Because of the vision, we can see the colors and forms. But have we ever thought about what the vision is? Vision is nothing but the mind coming out of the eyes is called as vision. And if the eyes are, let us say, destroyed, nothing happens to the mind. Mind continues to function. Similarly, when the mind is enfolded as in deep sleep, nothing happens to us, the conscious principle. So in that deep sleep, we are neither mother, father, etc. Where they have gone. But we continue to be. This eternal presence is Tu Brahmahachi Nirdhara. You are that reality. See, friends. Then let anything happen, how does it matter? So, Tu Brahmaha Nirdhara Mahavakyacha Varam Vara Vichara Karatu Sakshepi. Thus, instead of worrying about the world, start contemplating about this. See? People simply give the name to their child. Soham Chai Pilo. That Soham is not a name to be given to somebody. It is a mantra. See? Or else, they will have a tabla beti. Soham kara karo. Tabla beti bajaya karo. Saha aham asmi. When you thus come to discover your essential nature, then you will live in the same world. World will not change, we will change. When the whole Bhagavad Gita was told to Arjuna, the battle situation, war did not change. It is Arjuna who changed. See, friends. Therefore, Mahavakyacha Varam Vara Kara Vicharatu Sakshepi. Now, what is the Vichara? What is the meaning of reflecting on the Mahavakya? See, the Upadesha Vakya is Tattvamasi. Tattvamasi, Tat means that, Paramatma. Tvam means you, the Jivatma. Asi means is. You are essentially divine. This is the meaning. Now we reflect on that. If I consider myself to be body, I cannot be the divine. Because the body is limited, body is born in time, body modifies, body dies. These cannot be the reality. So we drop the body. We drop the prana, mind, intellect, etc. And we come to a point which cannot be dropped. Gross body is not available in deep sleep and dream. Mind is not available in the deep sleep. But there is one principle which is eternally present. And therefore we can never experience our own absence. That eternal presence that we are. Hold on to that. It is something like this. All the modifications are happening in the space. Volcanoes are erupting, then tsunamis are bursting, then infernos are burning away, winds are creating the hurricanes, but nothing happens to the space. In the same manner, waking experience comes and goes, dream experience comes and goes, deep sleep experience comes and goes, samadhi comes and goes, but there is one space, the conscious space. Nothing happens to this. This is not created. See, it is. Only we have to change our focal length. See, when there is a cataract or the eyes are weak, the doctors, they don't give us vision. What they do is they help us adjust our focal length. So all that is required in our spiritual life is change your focal length. If we can change our focal length at will, we can see the divine presence in and through every experience of our life. See? The example I gave you with the child when I was playing that I will take your mother, father, she was crying because she thought I am taking. But we the elders, we know it is just fun. So when the child was crying, we elders were not miserable. We are enjoying. Exactly the same way. When the Lord takes away something, we cry and He is enjoying. Maja hai na? See friends, don't become unnecessarily serious in this world. This world has always been like this. If we are walking the spiritual path, we lose the right to be miserable. You cannot. So, Mahavakyata Varambara Karavicaratu Sakshepi. By proper logic, by proper inquiry, by proper argument, by proper understanding, Sakshepi Karavichara. Now reflect on, who am I? Can I be the body? If I am the body, which body I am? The childhood body, the teenage body, the middle-aged body, the old-age body, which body? So many bodies are there, not one. And we imagine it is the same body. It is not the same body. See? Bodies are constantly changing. But we imagine it is the same body. Body is not same. It has changed. Therefore, Mahavakyata Varambara Karavicharatu Sakshepi. By proper inquiry, understanding, again and again reflect. But who can reflect on this thing? The one who has the capacity, the understanding, the will to withdraw from the world. Play your role sincerely. If you are before your child, be a mother or a father. After the child goes, delete that fellow once for all. Don't hang on that load on your mind all the time. See? This I have seen in one lady. I really adore that lady. She had a daughter, and the daughter is very close to me. Now they are in US. So when this lady goes to US, so her daughter tells, Mama, you stay here for 6 months, you take care of the children, they are too much for me and I cannot take this and that thing. So the mother says, look here, I have looked after you. That is more than enough for me. Now I come here, just to spend few days or a week or two with my grandchildren. You have to take care of them. Don't expect I will be a babysitter for you. But it is very difficult. I said, there is no choice. Don't expect me to be your babysitter. I have got my life. And she comes back to India. And after coming to India, what she does? She engages herself in the social service. She goes to the hospitals. She will be, for the whole week's requirement, she will be sterilizing. She puts on all the things because she is educated. She will be sterilizing the gauges, the instruments, and keep the whole thing ready enough for the whole week. And that takes her 3 days. Then she goes to another place where she teaches the girls how to cut the clothes, how to stitch. That class she runs. And she has no time. She said, Swamiji, I discover more joy when I do this work than looking after my grandchildren. See the greatness of that lady. She said, yes, they are my grandchildren. Very good, very nice, grandma. How many days? Every day the same story? I am not interested. That is what is called as living a perfect life. Otherwise, the grandparents are so much hanging around the grandchildren, and then there is a fighting because of that. See, lead your life for evolution. Don't hang on to the things around. In this manner, Sadguru Mukhe Shravana, Mahavakyartha Hota Jana, Tatkala Brahmohoya Purna, Pariyute Drudha Navesa, Parite should not be two. So, Sadguru Mukhe Shravana. So, this study of the scriptures should not be done by taking the book in the hand. Because when we take book in the hand, we try to take out the meaning which is convenient for us. We have to go to the teacher and listen. Therefore, Shravana is the Vedanta sadhana. Like every day we take 4 times food, 10 times we drink water, 15 times we go to the bathroom. How important it is for us to live. Much more than that, every day we must have 1 or 2 sessions of satsang. Every day. See? Because the life we live is by mind. And what is the diet for the mind? The sadvichar. If the mind is fed with all kinds of rubbish thoughts, सास भी कभी बहू थी, छोटी बहू, जुनून, all kinds of terrible, your serials you see. And with those terrible serials, you see, become frustrated and go to sleep at 2 o'clock. Next day morning you get up. Now you are doubtful whether I am a choti bahu or badi bahu. And this is the life of prosperity. Unless we give good quality thoughts as a regular diet to the mind will never remain healthy. The mind will be all the time frustrated, angry. Just before coming, I received one call. One very highly educated lady, suddenly she has become kind of a suspicious about everything. And her father rang me. Somebody, you know this thing, what is it? Half an hour you was talking, I was listening. I said, okay, listen. Then I told, this is the thing, and what you should do at this time. First of all, don't teach her, don't advise her. Only support her. She needs a support. She is going through a terrible hormonal disbalance. At this time you will tell anything, she will misunderstand. So what she requires is understanding. But if you also don't understand, then gone. So, if our mind is at peace, proper understanding will happen. If the mind is not under peace, then all misunderstandings start happening. To such an extent that he was telling me, Swamiji, she started doubting even her own mother and me, that we are loving her because they have some ulterior motive, that they want to take from my property some part. Look here, they are multimillionaire. They have given millions to this girl, and now she is doubting that. This is only because one reason: no daily satsang. Therefore, Sadguru Mukhe Shravana, Mahavakyartha Hota Jana. So regularly satsanga is necessary. You may not take bath, you may not take food, you may not go to gym, you may not go to temple, you may not do your japa, doesn't matter. But every day without fail you have to have satsanga. And in today's world we are so lucky to have the iPod with the talks inside. See, go in the morning for a walk, put the iPod and buds in your ear and listen. Suppose it is for 1.5 hours, go and come back. One day walk, one satsanga, morning and evening. You will see your total thinking process will undergo a metamorphosis. And then we will come to know that what we are thinking as a big issue, it is not at all. Because all the problems are born out of wrong understanding. Shravanadikan Sadguru Mukhe Shravana Mahavakyartha Hota Jana Tatkala Brahma Hoya Purna. That very moment, while listening itself, you get the experience of the infinite. But this experience doesn't last long because it is a borrowed experience. It is not your own one, borrowed. It is something like this, Somebody has got a very beautiful car, huge, imported, extremely expensive. And you sit in that car and so nice, beautiful, isn't it? You go for a long drive and come back. But it is a borrowed comfort. After he takes our car, then, rickshaw wala, kitna loge? 2 rupees, 2 rupees, 100 rupees. Jagda starts. See? So the experience of riding a good car was borrowed for a few moments. In the same manner, in satsanga, the experience that we get is borrowed. The moment you go out, put on your slipper, back to square one. Again the same thing, tu, my, tu, and all the frustration begins. See? There was a great Mahatma. He happened to be, during his sadhana period, happened to go to one Mahatma. And he said, Sir, my mind doesn't cooperate. When I am chanting the Lord's name, the mind runs here and there. He said, how it is possible? Sit down. He said, now chant after me. So he said, okay. The Mahatma started, Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. You say now. He started repeating, Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Mahatma said for about 5 minutes, he said, go. And now his mind started chanting the Lord's name incessantly. Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Om Sri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Jai Ram. Continued for a day, night, 2 days, 4 days, 1 week, 2 weeks, and then suddenly, now I can chant the Lord's name continuously. And it stopped. Now again the mind started with the old tricks, running here and there. Again he went, Mahatma Ji, for 2 weeks I could do it. But now again it stopped. So Mahatma started laughing. Why are you laughing? You are not doing that. I was doing. It was my sankalpa which was working through you. You fool, you think that you are doing. If you can do to start now, try. See, friends. Therefore, while listening, Tatkala Brahmahoya Purna, really it is so simple, This body and then all the things cannot be me. I am the one who can never be experienced as absent. This eternal presence is me. I am complete. There is nothing lacking in me. There is no past, present, future for me. There are no directions for me. I am the infinite self. Oh, it is so simple? Yes, so simple. Parite drudha navechi. It will not last long. Because it is borrowed. It is not your own. Like many of us have got this experience when we are with the Mahatmas. By their very presence, everything becomes so cool, so peaceful. And afterwards, again Dhundhaka start. Same Kama, Krodha, Lobha, Moha, Madhamatsarya. Why this happens? See. Because it was only a borrowed one, not our own. And that is why Shravanadikanta Abhyasa Yethechi Dhari Vishwasa Manana Ani Nididhyasa Samshaya Viparjaya Dayina. Now this is the Adhyatmic sadhana. Shravanadikanta Abhyasa. We have to be regular in our practice of studies, devotion, yoga abhyas, fulfilling our duties. We have to be steady. We get spiritual influenza. You go to some satsang here and there, we get it. Yes, now I should start. I should get up early in the morning at 5 o'clock. And the 5 o'clocks. Then your mind starts suggesting. So far, I never got up at 5 o'clock. But there was no problem. Why should I unnecessarily get up at 5 o'clock? It's okay. These Babajis have no business, therefore they say. Anyway, I am going to sleep. We sleep. And then we wake up at 9 o'clock. And then start. Today also I could not wake up at 5 o'clock. I think I am good for nothing. I am a gone case. It is God's mistake that He made a human being. He should have made me a pig. I can sleep as well. A person who does not have self-confidence can never have faith in God. Faith in God is equal to self-confidence. Atma Vishwas is equal to Paramatma Vishwas. Atma and Paramatma are not two. Shravanadikanta Abhyasa Tethechi Dhari Vishwasa. So here we have to practice the following things. One, complete your obligations towards the people around you. And while completing these obligations, remember one basic principle. The world does not need us. We need the world. It's important. And if you understand this principle, then you will never have that notion, I have done something good for others. Nobody does any good for anybody in this world. We are all selfish. See, if we are doing good to the children, are we able to do good to all the children in the whole world? Only my children. Is it good? It is not love, it is asakti, it is attachment. And if the child doesn't listen to me, then how angry we become? See, friends, we mistake the attachment for the love. It is not. And thus we come to discover that spiritual practice means we do something that gives us an opportunity to keep busy. You know, all of us suffer in life, never because of shortage of time. We all suffer because of excess of time. If you are extremely busy, you will never suffer in life. But we have got dozens of servants, everything to be done by somebody, and then we have nothing to do. So we go on brooding or eat the head of all the people around us. Keep yourself physically occupied. After that, keep yourself busy in your upasana. Upasanela dhruvatalabhave. Do your upasana regularly. The idea is keep yourself occupied. And with this complete occupation, your mind will remain oriented. Now the mind is confused. Sometime you want to watch the TV, next time you want to wash the clothes, third time you have to cook. Well, mind is in such a confused state. See? It is not steady. Shravana, Dikasa, Abhyasa. After this is done, spend some time with discipline for the study of scriptures. Take Bhagavad Gita, read or actually what your book you have, read one shloka and then read the commentary or hear the commentary, and then fully having heard or read, then close everything, take a nice paper or a book and start writing what you have understood. Like we study physics, chemistry, mathematics, like that study Bhagavad Gita. Then only something is likely to help us. For us, spirituality means what? When we are unfit for everything, we think we are fit for spirituality. Because spirituality is for the unfit people. When we cannot sit in one posture, we want to sit for meditation. When we don't remember anything, we want to remember Bhagavad Gita. When we can't hear anything, we want to go and listen to satsanga. See? And when we can't hold our sleep, we want to go and sleep in the satsanga. That is not the way. Shravana, Dikansa, Abhyasa, then Yethechi, Dhari, Vishwasa. Understand, this is the real spiritual practice. All other things are only preparation. See, when we are taking food, first of all, house has to be clean. Then shopping we go, get the things, clean it. Then it is cooked. Then the table is laid nicely. All the crockery, everything is clean and neat. And the food is brought. This is all necessary. But this will not satiate your hunger. Hunger is satiated after taking the food. In the same manner, do your duties, go to the temple, chant the Lord's name, do upasana. This is like, jhadu pocha. It is necessary, but it is not the ultimate. Otherwise, imagine in your house is kept clean, neat, and dining table is laid, everything. Now go out. Why? Over. Without eating, yes, this is how we are. In the same manner, we do our karma, we do our job, we do upasana, that, and the real food for the mind, the proper understanding that food is not served. Only menu is kept. Read the menu 3 times, Dharma Kshetre, Kurukshetre, Dhavata, Samavagavana, go. Nothing is going to happen. Therefore, Shravana, Dikansa, Abhyasa, Yethechi, Dhari, Vishwasa, Manana, Ani, Nididhyasa. We all go through 3 stages of a misunderstanding or limitations in understanding. Stage number 1, we do not know. If you do not know, listen to satsanga. You will come to know. What is God? What is we? What is the world? What is the meaning of spiritual practice? Listen, you will come to know. After we come to know, then we have got doubts. How it is possible? Okay, Swamiji, you are a sannyasi, cry then. Never justify that it is not possible. It is possible. Work hard. Do you know why we think it is not possible? Because we have not understood the importance of it. Now just look within or in the whole world. Has anybody ever said and practiced that earning money is difficult, therefore I don't want to earn money? Has anybody ever said? Because we have understood the importance of money. Therefore, we not only earn above the table, but below the table also. Because the more value for the money. In the same manner, when we have value for this spiritual life, then alone we can walk this path. See? For us the questions come like this, Swamiji, हमने भगवान का इतना किया, क्यों difficulty आ रही? भगवान का किया. What you have done? And have you obliged the God by going to temple or what? If you don't go to temple, who cares? But we imagine, I have chanted so many times Bhagwan's name. That was a disturbance for him. Therefore he troubled him. Eating his name constantly. Therefore, friends, first we do not know, listen. Then manan. Manan is doubts are removed by proper interaction. Interact properly to every experience, and then you will come to know this experience was necessary for our evolution. Every experience. There is not a single experience in our life which is uncalled for, which is unwanted. Every experience propels us to the divine, provided we have learned from that experience. If we simply repeat the experience, then we become victimized by the experience. If we learn from the experience, we grow out of the limitations and discover the truth. Therefore, Sravanadikansa Abhyasa Ete Dharija Vishwasa Manana. So Manana is reflection by which we remove all our wrong notions about ourselves, about the God, about the world, and about the spiritual practice. Spiritual practice, like Bhagavan Shankaracharya says, Kurute Ganga Sagara Gamanam Rata Paripalanam Athavadanam. People go to the Ganga Ji and take bath there, and then they do the charity Danam. They will be taking the 1 rupee and get the exchange coins. 90 paisa, and then the 10 paisa they will start giving to the beggar sitting over there, and then that 10 paisa again is recycled, and in this manner the dana is going on. Whom are we cheating? Vrata Paripalanam. Today is Ekadashi, Dvadashi, Chaturdashi, Panchadashi. I don't eat this, I don't eat that. Why there is a vratam and frustration, anger, greed. It has nothing to do with the spiritual life. Or torture yourself. Agre vanni prushte bhano ratro chubuk samarpita jano. In the winter, don't put on the warm clothes. In the summer, expose yourself to the terrible heat. See? And then imagine that we are walking the spiritual path. No. Spiritual path walking means, one sentence I will tell you, means not living to fulfill our desires. Live to attain fulfillment in life. That is spiritual life. But our life is what? One desire, this should happen, that happen, then that should happen, then that should. There is no end to those desires. And we have never learned from our own life Right from childhood, if you see in your own life, what we have done is only fulfilling the desires. But have we discovered fulfillment in life? That we don't look into. And therefore, constantly, I want this, I want that, I want this, I want that. Get rid of these all wrong notions, manana. So, by the reflection, we come to know that we have been wasting our life till date. How it is, just get this point. When we were not in this world, there was nothing lacking. When we will leave this world, there will be no lacking. We are in this world most unwanted furnitures. But we imagine, without me, how the world can move. A story I read, there was a village, and in that village there was an old lady. In the morning, her, poultry bird used to make the sound, caw, 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 and then the whole village will wake up because there is a sunrise. And this lady started thinking, it is because of my bird that the sun rises and the people are at work. But these people don't understand my importance in this village. So what she did one day, she kept the bird covered with a cloth where he cannot see the sunrise. So because the bird could not see the sunrise, so he did not make the sound. Then she was thinking, now let me see how the people will get up and how the sunrise will happen. Exactly it is like this. We imagine, because of me the world is moving. The day you come to know this, we are most unwanted in this world. All your burden disappears. See, why we are not able to sleep? Because of this problem. We are unable to drop everything. To what extent? The last desire, that I want to sleep. Even this I want for the sleep, that also must be dropped. Then only the sleep begins. Therefore, manana, reflect and try to convert what is heard into an experience. So what is the mananam? Mananam is a process by which the information is converted into conviction. First we have got information. Then it has to be converted into conviction. Unless we are convinced, we will never do anything. For example, we are all convinced that we are the body. Therefore, we live for the body and everything for the body. We are also convinced that the shadow that we see, the shadow I am not. Therefore, we don't bother about the shadow. Whether a truck rolls over it or the shadow falls in the gutter, we don't bother because we are convinced we are not the shadow. In the same manner, when we are convinced that we are neither mother, father, brother, sister, husband, wife, but we are merely playing the role. So play your role beautifully and relax. Living with this understanding the spiritual practice. See, therefore, manana, ani, nididhyasa. Now the third problem we have. The first was, I don't know. The second problem, lots of doubt. The third problem, I know but. This butting is corrected by the nididhyasa. We have to work on it day and night. Spiritual life is not a part-time profession. It is a full-time preoccupation. See? And that is why nididhyasa is like what? An example. A person who is engaged only in earning money to the exclusion of everything For him, there is no time, place, or situation when he does not think about money. 24 hours is only thinking about money. So his dinner is a business dinner. His travel is a business travel. His meeting is a business meeting. His discussions are a business discussion. For him, money is the only thing. And where money is not involved, he is not interested. This kind of involvement for the earning of money incessantly is called a nididhyasanam. In the same manner, when we are no more interested in anything but the reality, then we will discover different techniques. Like for earning money, we discover different techniques. एक business खत्म हो गया, we start about another business. We start third business. In the same manner, we discard one technique, second technique, and new techniques we discover, and then come to abide in our essential nature. This is the real meaning of Vedanta Bhupani. So we have to awaken ourselves from this terrible sleep of ignorance. Uthi uthi ba jivaraya sodi avidya nindyamaya vyartha jata se narakaya swarupi savada hoi panchakoshanche pangaruna विवेक हस्ताने काढून देहत्रयाचे अंतरोण वत्सा गुंडाळून ठेवी तू. See friends, this is what is called as the study of scriptures and Vedanta. And in this you can never get crowds. It is not meant for crowds. It is only for those who are qualified. And if we can be, then only we are. Om Purnamadaha Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.